can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
Listen up, this is safe wine breaking all the noise. The male's perspective on the mic, bring the truth and poise. There was never a gender war till men grabbed that mic. Defending was real, cutting fluff, no need to psych. No more bad deals in love, searching for feminine grace. Friendly hearts and honest talks, a better kind of chase. From the male's perspective, hear the side they never told. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, the godfather, the bold. Women spoke on Jerry Springer, Iki Two-Night Stage. Now the men rise up to turning a fresh new page. Oh, oh, oh.
Passport bros ain't sex packs as lines we
What's going on, guys? As you guys know, you read the title, you looked at the thumbnail, you know what's going on, you know what we're going to talk about today. The thing that everybody's been talking about for the last month now, which is David Anthony Burke and Celeste. I'm going to try to approach it from a different angle, you guys. Okay. I am going to go into the evidence. I'm going to speak to some of the details in regards to the evidence for sure. But I want to look at this from an angle from more of a male's perspective. I want to actually talk about Um, I want to use this as a cautionary tale, you guys. Okay? Because far too many times we talk to women on this channel, on these type of platforms, telling them to be careful of these type of men, to be wary of these type of men. Okay? Because what do we say? What do I say? And people like me on these other platforms, women are always going for the men that have money, okay? Have status, fame, wealth, you name it. These are the type of men that the women like. And this is not something that I'm gloating over. That's not what this is about. There's nothing to gloat over. It's nothing of me saying I'm right, you're wrong, or anything of that matter. What I'm trying to get across to you is that, particularly ladies, when you choose each type of man, and keep in mind, this is an extreme example, okay? Most women aren't going to be able to get with famous R&B or movie stars or rap stars, okay? Okay, so women out there that are watching this, please understand that just because you don't actually deal with a man of this stature does not mean that you don't actually qualify for the level of man that you try to actually get, that you may not be qualified for. But in this case, we are talking about let's go down to like mid-range for a second, and let's talk about the men who drive the nice cars, the men who may have something going on, like trying to get their music together and they're getting a little buzz or whatever the case may be. These are the kind of men that the women go after. And I want to speak to that particularly, okay? Because I've seen this before. And when I say I've seen this before, you guys, I'm talking about almost down to the freaking T. I'm not going to mention any names because this happened so long ago, what I'm talking about. But there are so many characteristics of David's case versus what I've actually seen, you know, with my own two eyes, with people get a little bit of fame, you guys, and they turn into monsters. They turn into monsters, you guys. Their egos get so big that they feel like everyone should worship them. They come with this arrogance. And I seen that in a person a long time ago that I actually used to deal with. And it just reeked of arrogance. It reeked of arrogance. And I seen a lot of people wanted to be around these particular people because they were on the up. They were moving up. They were doing their thing. They had the women. They had the people that were trying to be around them. And they felt like they can do anything they wanted. Okay? And that's the look that I seen on David Anthony Burke's face. When I seen him, bro, I'm not even going to lie. When I seen David Anthony Burke, I thought to myself, I said, oh my God, he has the same expression as the guys that I knew back in the day who did something like this. What am I talking about here? I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? This was right before I actually right before I went to the military. Okay? So this is like literally, oh my God, this is almost 25 years ago. Oh, damn, 25 years ago. Yeah, almost 25 years ago. Okay, so 25 years ago, I was actually into music. I was making music. And I'd heard that there was a show. It was going to be big. It was going to be at a school. And it was like a talent show. And it was going to be a lot of people. The group that I was with, we were called the Out of Control Soldiers. Okay. And let's just say the other group that was there, they were special guests. Okay. They were special guests to this talent show that we were actually having. And let's just call them Diamond. Okay. Let's just call the group Diamond. Okay. And Diamond, we won because we were going up against other people within our school. But they were the main attraction, okay? Because they had a buzz, all right? And they killed it. I'm not going to lie. They killed it. If they were in the actual talent show, they would have won. Straight up. No doubt. But when the talent show was over and we were all hanging out, we got a chance to actually meet them and kick it with them. And they were around the same age as us. They were super cool guys. I even still know them to this day. Okay? But they got into some shit. And let me be fair, because it wasn't them. It was somebody else that they had let into the group that essentially got into some shit. And that person deleted someone. And what ended up happening is that person came to them, i.e. the people that I knew from the talent show, and that person asked the people that I knew if they could help him hide the body. You heard me correctly. They helped him hide the body. Okay. They ended up getting caught. It was all over the news. It was super big. And I remember seeing them on the news. I remember seeing the case. And it just blew my mind back that the people that I knew, people that I had been associated with, even just for a little bit, but people that I knew and I'd been associated with were able to do something like this. So, at this time, I'm in the Army. I'm all the way out in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, you guys. I'm in boot camp, right? And I'm literally going to NBC training. And if anybody has been in the Army, they know what NBC training is. That's gas. That's exactly what it is. Okay. And I was literally about to go to the gas chamber, you know, and one of the drill sergeants actually came up and said, hey, you want it back at base. And I'm like, me? What? Me? Why am I wanted back at base? What do y'all want from me? He said, there's some detectives here to see you. I said, what? No. They ain't here to see me. I ain't did nothing. Lo and behold, there was some detectives here to see me. But they weren't there to see me for anything that I did. They were there to see me for the people that I knew. And they wanted to know if I received any phone calls from these people. They wanted to know if I had had any prior history with them. They wanted to know if there was any contact between us. I told them no. I said, only people I've been calling was my girlfriend at the time and my parents. That was it. Obviously, they believed me or checked it out because they left me alone and they never talked to me about it again. But I think about that, you guys, and I think about being all the way in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and seeing that shit on the news. And I can never forget seeing the person I knew, my friend's face on the TV, and looking at his face, and it looks so identical to David's face. Just the complete just loss of color in his face. It was like, oh shit, I'm fucked. That's what it looked like. It was like, oh shit, this is going to be a problem. Okay? And I bring that up because of this. These type of men, they always have telltales. Men like me, we can see it. I'm sure other men can actually see it too. But for some reason, these are the type of men that women like. It's exciting. They have money. It's fun. It's exhilarating, but it's dangerous. And you want to know why the dude that did the deletion, the dude that came to my friends and asked them if they can help him hide the body, you know what he said he did it for? You know what he said he deleted the girl for? By the way, it was a girl that he killed. He deleted the girl because he said he didn't want it to ruin his music career. He said he didn't want her to ruin his music career because she was pregnant and he didn't want to have the baby, but she wanted to have the baby. So he killed her. And when I seen this whole case with David Anthony Burke, and I seen all the ways that he was trying to, hide all the evidence, when I seen all the different ways he was trying to, thinking he was smart, I looked at it from a whole different perspective. And I thought to myself, yeah, this is exactly what happens. This is exactly the way it happens. And it was just my luck that I got a first-hand seat and a better understanding than probably anybody on the face of this earth when I seen this case to understand what it was. To understand what was going on before anyone else truly understood the magnitude of what was going on. It was wild to me. It was like I was literally having an outer body experience when I was watching this. Okay. Now, in regards to the case itself, I want to actually go over some of the items that this dude bought. And we're also going to be looking at all of his live streams. And then I want to actually show you the video of him right before he knew that the police were coming for him. He was on stage. He was on tour already. Okay? And he had gotten this information, and he did this song, you guys, and he started crying. He couldn't hide the emotions of everything he was going through. And it showed. He was good. He could have been a damn good actor. He really could have. But he slipped a few times. And I don't doubt that he really cared for this girl, you guys, because I really think he did care for her. And I'm gonna say this, but I want to say it with delicacy. But at the same time, it has to be what it is. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just say it. You guys. Her parents failed her. Particularly her father. And I don't want to victim shame, but that being said, it was his responsibility to vet the men who were coming into her life. Now, the red freaking flag that was just going off right there in his face was that the time he had met her daughter, or their daughter, she was only 10 freaking 11 years old. And this dude was 18 damn years old. She was 10, 11 years old. And this dude was 18 damn years old, bro. As a father, how do you let that happen? As a father, okay, let's just say my daughter is really into this dude, okay, and she doesn't listen, okay? Let's just say my daughter's really into this dude and she doesn't listen. Maybe it's time to have a heart-to-heart with her. Okay? Because they said she snuck out a few times. It wasn't just like one and done. The first time she snuck out, that would have been immediately a heads up. Oh, okay, we need to do something about this. If she's sneaking out, she's probably having smacks with this dude. Let me find out who this young cat is. Okay? And when I figured out who he was, I would have a conversation with my daughter and I would tell her, listen, baby, okay? This dude has got a lot of stuff going on, okay? There's a chance that he may actually make it, okay? But there are pros and cons that come with this type of man that you're interested in, all right? Here are the pros: fame, money, excitement, sex. I'm sure all the things you want. She probably laugh, smile a little bit, giggle. Oh, Dad, whatever. Okay, but here are the cons. The cons are he may cheat on you. He may be unfaithful. He may not have time for you. He may be emotionally distant. He may feel like his goal to accomplish his music career is more important than you. He may be using you for just sex, baby. What is he going to do that is serious with you and you are only 11, 12 years old? I tell you what, this is what I would tell my daughter. I tell you what, if you are still into this dude and this dude is still into you, when you 2-3 years down the line, because you got a lot of stuff to do. You still in school. You got a lot of stuff that you need to accomplish. If this dude is still into you and you still care about him 2 to 3 years down the line, okay, then we can talk. But from here on, every time you see him, he got to see me. Meaning that he needs to be over here. No going out. They went out the freaking country together. How do you go out of the country with a minor? Look, I remember I was in a relationship a long time ago, and the woman that I was dealing with had a kid, and it was her kid, but she couldn't even take her own kid out of the country without her baby daddy's authorization, her baby daddy's approval. So if in these kids, might I add, was around the same age as Celeste. So how was he able to take Celeste out of the country unless he had the parents' permission? Because the immigration, all those people, they are not going to let a minor travel without the authorization of her parents. They're not. So that just tells me that the parents were okay with it. All right? That's what that tells me. But if she did not want to listen, take her ass and ship her to a family member somewhere in another state, at least for a little bit. She needs to get away. She needs to have some distance. This is what you do. I remember this happening when I was a teenager. Not to me, but I would see friends. I would see friends that where there were girls, they were, like 16, 17, running away, and they would be with their older boyfriend, and that older boyfriend had a home, or he was staying with some homies, or whatever the case may be. And the mom and the father would come over because they knew, hey, as long as she's with this guy that I know and she's safe, I'm okay. That's what Celeste's parents did. That's what they did. She wasn't missing for a year and a half or however long it was because her parents didn't know where she was. She was missing for a year and a half because the school kept calling. The school kept calling the parents. And the parents said, well, if she's not going to school and we're not going to forcibly make her to go to school, let's just say she's missing. That way it's no longer on us anymore. And look, I understand this is a very delicate, touchy situation, but I got to keep it real. It is what it is. This is what happened. Okay? This is what happened, you guys. And the thing that got me the most, and I'm going to play this clip in a second, but there were a few things that got me, a lot of stuff that got me about this case. But one of the things that got me about this case is when he went to, I think it was San Bernardino or something like that. He went to San Bernardino and he took the passport and threw it on the side of the road. He was doing so much stuff, knowing that he had to go on tour pretty soon, knowing that he had this body in his garage, understanding in his mind that, he has to set up some kind of plot, some kind of plan, showing that he was concerned because he knew that he was the last person that seen Celeste. So he had to actually play it like, I'm worried about her. But he knows that her cell phone pings off towers. So he took that drive out to, I want to say it was San Bernardino. He took that drive knowing that her cell phone would bing off the nearest tower and it would act like she was there. And then he would say, oh, I made phone calls to her. I was trying to reach her, but I never did. So he was plotting. He was planning all this stuff in his head. He didn't know how the body joints and everything work. So he went in there he bought a fucking inflatable pool. And the coroners actually found pieces of the blue plastic pool in her body because he was using a freaking chainsaw to chop her up. He took the time, you guys, to dismember her body, buy bags. When he realized that chopping it up and then hiding it somewhere wasn't going to work, he's trying to think of all this on the fly. When he realized that chopping it up and realizing it wasn't going to work, he said, oh crap. He said, what do I do if I just want to, maybe I could just burn it. Maybe I could just burn it and turn it into ashes. All speculation, by the way. All speculation, of course. But this is the mind that I'm thinking that he's in. The mindset. What if I just burn it up? The bones will be burnt. Turn it into ashes. So now he's going with his second ideal. His second option. Because he chopped up the body and he was probably going to try to hide the pieces in different kind of places. But he said, man, if I can just burn it, I can hide it all together. And I know this is gruesome and I know this is sick. Bro, I've lost sleep thinking about this case. And trying to get into his head. And it's literally made me sick thinking about the things that he was thinking about so he can get away with this. This was one of the most disgusting cases I have ever seen or heard of in my freaking life. This dude went to so many great lengths to protect his career. He could not be anything else but cynical and what's that word I'm looking for? Not megalomaniac. If anybody in the chat know the word that I'm looking for, he was that. He was definitely that. But I want to play this clip for you. If I can get this going. I want to play this clip for you, you guys. And I've been watching this guy's YouTube channel because he lays everything out really, really freaking good. And I want to make sure I give him credit. His YouTube channel is actually called, hold on, let me see if I can read this. Trapmore Ross, I believe. I'll make sure I leave it in the description, you guys. But I want to play his video because he goes over the details. He says David's evidence dump didn't go as planned. So I'm going to line this video up for you guys. We're going to play this because I'm in California and he was in California too, obviously, in Southern California. But it was interesting to me when he did the dump, when he dumped the passport off on the side of the road. It was very interesting to me who found it. And if you don't know, you're about to know in a second. But let's get into it, you guys. Let's go. Let me just go ahead and line this up here.
In this video, I'm going to be taking a closer look at David's mysterious trip to Santa Barbara, where we now know he apparently tried to get rid of evidence related to the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez that he's been accused of doing, followed by a brutal alleged, not even alleged at this point, but dismemberment in his garage where they found blood. It's messed up. But in this video, we're just going to focus on this trip to Santa Barbara and the allegedly blatant and foolish, misguided attempts to destroy evidence connected to this murder. This guy is deep fried. So this has been reported by TMZ. They're basically reporting on how Celeste's ID was recovered from a remote area in Santa Barbara, and this is very unlucky that somebody just happened upon her passport. David, it was already badly covered up crime, but stuff like this is just the icing on the cake. Okay, it says prosecutors say David disposed of Celeste's personal items in a remote area of Santa Barbara County after he murdered her in his Hollywood Hills home. Her ID was found off a highway in the area described, and we now know how it was recovered. Caltrans tells TMZ a maintenance worker performing traffic control on SR 154 east of Painted Cave Road on January the 7th, 2026, looked down in the brush and discovered Celeste's.
Caltrans, California transportation team actually found it. The one who fixes the roads. They found it. Let's keep going, though.
Passport card. That's about 100 miles northwest of the Hollywood Hills in a wooded mountainous region. But how did it get there? It says we're told that the Caltrans worker reported the finding to his supervisor, who contacted the California Highway Patrol. Caltrans said CHP they came and collected Celeste's passport card, and then detectives from an unknown law enforcement agency, could be FBI, could be LAPD, returned on January 17th to interview the maintenance worker and his supervisor. LAPD was investigating Celeste's death, so it sounds like that's the law enforcement agency mentioned. It's very interesting. So obviously the news of this went around on Reddit, and some of the Reddit detectives sprung into action as they normally do, and they basically gave a map of exactly where the passport was found. Okay, it says this is where Celeste's passport card was found on January 2026, just east of Painted Cave Road on the SR 154, as per TMZ. So this actually is the exact spot where the passport was found. He probably threw it out the window. It could have been blown. It could have been brushed along. You know,
he just threw it on the road. He just threw it on the road because he's so frantic. He's literally, you guys, when I say this, he's literally in between packing bags for tours, dismembering a body, and then trying to hide evidence. Doing all this within a span of 12 hours.
It becomes debris at that point, but that's apparently where it was found, on the side of the road, and he thought he was so smart. He thought he was so smart no one would ever find it. But we found it, people. People are saying, who knows what other evidence he threw in that area that hasn't been found? It's just by chance that someone found her passport, unless he dumped it there along with other items, and those just haven't been found or mentioned by the prosecution yet. So not to be dark, but I wonder if the two fingers are there somewhere, or perhaps buried. He did order a shovel after all.
Nah, and you know what? I hate to say this, but as far as the two fingers, those are never going to be found. I hate to say this, you guys, but I honestly think he either flushed them down the toilet or burned them or chopped them up or mangled them. Those are unrecoverable. They're gone. He's done something to them. And I just look at his face when he's in court, and I think to myself, he's just like, he's in this big boom, like this bubble. And everything is just like he's having an outer body experience every time he's in the courtroom, because all of his dirty business is coming out to the world. And all he wants to do is just go back into his cell and just lay down and act like nothing happened. Let's keep going, though.
So who knows what he hid, but I think most of her personal belongings would be in that area, right? He was saying it's just crazy that he made all the effort to get rid of the fingers because of the tattoo when he has so much of a digital footprint that clearly shows him as a predator. Discord logs, photos, everything, etc. The guy, he's a moron. Saying, I mean, if he hadn't left her body in his dang car, she might have never been identified at all. After a while, all that digital footprint would have been forgotten fully. Her body was too decomposed for any usual means of initial identity.
And I gotta say this too. You know why I think he actually left the body in the car? You know why I really think the body got left in the car? It was because he actually had somebody else that was supposed to do something with the body, and they got cold feet. He was supposed to have an alibi, doing a tour of him never actually being in that same state, let alone the city. And he was going to say, oh, I was never there. Within this time, I wasn't even in the state. What are you talking about? And I think his friend did it. I really do. I think his friend did it because I think that him and his boyfriend were gay lovers. And we're going to get into that into a minute, too, once we actually look at all the live clips. But let's let them keep rocking. Let's keep going.
Identification. They only verified her identity via dental records after the mother recognized the shush tattoo on a finger that he didn't cut off. And they likely only contacted her because police were aware that Celeste was with David previously when she was reported missing. It's not like the police have a database of dental records they can search. Those have to be requested specifically from the dentist once an initial potential ID has been made. I guess my point is he put effort into certain things, but then zero effort into the exact things that got him caught. I'm so glad he did, because otherwise he could have so easily gotten away with this. I hope it torments him every day, even if he isn't haunted by the innocent life he look. I hope he's tortured by his own epic stupidity that sealed his fate. It's a good point. People making some good points. Someone says, random question, why wouldn't someone just cut up and destroy things like that? Why drive out of your way to abandon something in its full state? Right? So I know this sub hates TMZ, but Harvey Levin said that you can't use logic to understand this case. I pretty much agree with that. He drove all the way there to dispose of the evidence, 2.5 hours one way, considering LA traffic on the way out. And he kept texting her phone as though he didn't know she was dead. So he clearly did care about covering his tracks. But then he orders chainsaws and body bags from Amazon with his own car directly to his address and dismembers her in the garage, leaving bloodstains, and finally leaves the body for months in his car before ultimately letting it sit there while he goes on.
Well, you guys, I'm going to say this too. As a country, as a people here in the United States, we are so digitally connected when it comes to social media, credit cards, cameras. There is no way you can essentially do a murder and get caught and not get caught. You would have to be damn Inspector Gadget to not get caught. And it was what he did. It was like a manifesto, because his music is so conveniently close to how the actual unaliving happened. But I'm gonna let him keep going.
I'm slowly coming to the conclusion that he thought he could afford to be sloppy. He might have figured no one would look into her disappearance because she was a kid from a poor town who ran away several times. And until the body was found, he was pretty much right. He had 4 months of touring and partying without a care in the world until his car was towed. People saying, I wonder if he dumped the fingers somewhere around there. People thinking that too. Turns out to be more and more of a tweaker the more information we get. People saying this is the realest comment. I gave my explanation of this on another post, how he was legit on drugs, and that's how he got through that. And someone told me that I was blaming drugs and not blaming him. This is a psychopath on drugs. Anyone who's been around drugs knows anything about drugs knows that. Heroin addicts won't hang out with people who do meth. Why? Because they're effing scary. I've done either. I've known many people who've done both, and that's how I know. I will say I was in the drug scene. Says he seemed obsessed with gore and pain. He went about everything like in a druggy confidence. He might have killed her sober, but his actions afterwards lean towards drug usage to me. Right? Yeah. He says, I'm sorry, I'm just baffled. Why would he drive all that way to toss the passport out on the side of the road? Is it possible he left it somewhere in the actual woods and it blew in the wind? Not even then. No, even then, why would he drive all that way to dispose of evidence, then leave the freaking evidence completely intact?
He wasn't thinking.
Nerves.
I'm going to stop this one. I'm going to stop this one really quick. And I want to actually play the other videos from the same YouTuber here. So I want to play that clip. And this is about every D4VD interview after the murder. Okay, so he's going to try to line this up as best he can of everything, all the interviews that he had before and after. So let's get into that. Let me see if I can bring this up for you. Yeah. All right, we got it. We got it, you guys. Let's get it.
The murder of Celeste. In one case, sounds like it could have been as soon less than 12 hours after the murder happened. He was actually doing an interview. Now, a lot of people have been trying to get to the bottom of which interviews these were. There were a few different David interviews that have apparently been going around. People are speculating on what's what. There's some that we've seen on this channel before, some that we haven't. So in this video, I'm just going to do a little deep dive specifically on the series of interviews that David allegedly did right after the murder. So as we now know, the murder...
Also, you guys, please do your boy a favor, man. Make sure that you like, subscribe, notification bell. That way you're updated for all cool new content, man. Hit that hype button for your boy and leave comments. I want to definitely hear from you, but let's keep rolling.
murder allegedly took place around between 10:30 p.m. on April the 23rd, 2025. The paperwork says that David was doing radio interviews the very next morning on April the 24th. Now, it's still a little bit unclear exactly which interview is which. This interview on the Zach Sang show is arguably the one that everybody is saying is the interview. Now, this interview was released on April the 28th, 2025, which would have been 5 days after the murder. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't recorded the day after the murder. Now, there's a few other interviews that have been brought up that have been posted. So I'm going to walk you through all of them. But just in case you haven't seen it, let's have a little taste. We'll just watch a couple of minutes of kind of quite suspect comments from David in this interview, just to give you a gist of the conversations that this man was having hours, if not days, after allegedly committing a heinous murder. It's actually crazy to even think. God. But anyway, let's hear what he had to say, and just bear in mind this guy might well have been plunging a knife into another human 12 hours before this.
Yeah.
It is psychopathy on another level, allegedly, in my opinion.
It's definitely very, very euphoric, and it doesn't feel real to be like, on tour and to have such an ability to travel like that, and to be able to see the
Yeah, it feels surreal because you should be in jail.
Fans in face to face in real time and be able to feel that emotion and that connection to them. It's just like you don't believe it, and it's so hard to process that. Like that to me is bigger than getting a viral song. Like you really have people sitting in this room that bought tickets to your show that's really screaming every word. Like that's insane.
Like, think about that as like an internet kid,
right?
Like somebody who spends so much time playing video games behind a screen.
Yeah.
And like all these people that, they exist in this digital universe now exist
in real life.
Yeah, in front of
crazy, bro. Like you're supposed to be a comment. Like you're a comment, bro. You're a like. That's crazy. You're really like real. It's so fire. I love them so much. Yeah.
It's amazing.
So cool.
So, does it change the way you make art? Yes, obviously. It's how we got to Withered, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like in the process of, getting outside my house and exploring the world and finding friends, losing friends, finding relationships, losing relationships. It's just everything has kind of been shaping and leading up to this project in such a domino effect way,
Like just
It's dark when you think about what he just said. He said everything's been leading up to this album in a domino effect way. And he said, it makes me think about relationships that have started, relationships that have ended, people that are no longer in my life anymore. Come to find out, he might well be talking about a relationship that ended in a murder. He might well be talking about a person that's no longer in his life anymore because he ended their life. It's dark. Now, some people are...
Now, I think the host of this show is actually going to recant his statement because he realizes that this was actually before the alleged murder. But let's let him keep going.
Suggesting that perhaps this wasn't recorded after the murder. This could have been recorded actually even further before, but we still don't know at this stage. And I feel like it would be good to hear from Zach Sang to potentially clear some of this up at some point.
living life and it feeling...
This album is my life. Like Withered is my life. Petals of Thorns and Lost Petals are what I wanted my life to be, and then Withered is my life.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So where do they align at all?
They do indeed, because like I said, I kind of felt like it was a prophetic thing that I was speaking about heartbreak and love and all these things I had never experienced before, but then I actually experienced them. And it's like, yo, I really said this about myself 2 years ago. It's happening.
But is it what you really expected?
It's weird because I have such a weird view and take on situations like that because I'm always looking for writing material in these types of things. So instead of taking it to the chin, being like, oh my God, like, I'm heartbroken, like, I go straight to my phone or band lab, go straight to the studio and write about it. I never actually like fully process situations like that because I'm always expecting it to happen. And then as soon as it happens, I'm writing about it. So
you're expecting?
Now, I there's some truth to what he's saying here because I actually used to do this myself. when I would make music. If you would feel bad about something, you take that energy and you go in your room and you just sit down and you write what it is that you're feeling. And those are usually the most fire songs that you can ever make. But I digress. Let's roll.
Let's break that down.
Yeah.
Because I understand, like, you going immediately to art, like, is a means of coping.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
But you saying expecting it, meaning like you get into a friendship expecting it to end in a devastating, tragic, sad way, so it can inspire art. But are you manifesting that in a certain
I
degree?
don't know. I hope I'm not. I really hope I'm not, because it feels that way. Because like, I look back to old songs like "Life's a Dream" and all these songs I wrote in my closet or my sister's closet in 2022. When I'm looking at my life in the past 8 to 9 months, I'm like, whoa, like, bro, these songs are soundtracking my life. So I hope I'm not involuntarily doing that, but it might be that way. I gotta lie.
Interesting. I gotta say, your family's so cool.
I know, right?
Your mom is the reason you like your mom is amazing.
She's the GOAT, bro.
Like, you just needed music for your video game videos, and like your mom could have like come up with another solution, but she was like, do it yourself. Like, who just goes like figure it out?
Shout out to mom. That's my mom.
Pops.
That's fucking awesome. Like, and then your sister, the
My
closet
sister too. Yeah.
So what part of this album was actually recorded in that closet? Because it was recorded.
So look, there's some parts of this interview actually later on. Some people are saying that this actually indicates that the interview would have been recorded before the murder. So let's check that out and kind of confirm definitively. And I can actually confirm
It was recorded before.
While I'm watching this, you might have been wondering why I was on my phone. I actually just sent a DM to Zach Sang and asked him if he could confirm exactly when this interview took place. So I'll let you know if he replies.
Contact with. It's beautiful.
And if he doesn't reply, maybe I'll need to let Zach Sang know we need some answers about when this interview took place.
You still do parkour?
Dude, yeah. I'm practicing new flips for Coachella.
What?
New flips.
You're gonna flip?
I am.
Wait, shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Big flipper.
Wait, hold on.
So the date of Coachella would have been just before the
Flipping,
murder took
come
place. So
on,
it
bro.
sounds like this interview was actually recorded beforehand.
Like parkour flips or like a Benson Boone flip?
Both. Because I did gymnastics and parkour. So I'm practicing, like, I gotta see the stage. I want to see the stage so bad, because I'm about to be climbing on top of things and flipping off of stuff too.
Holy
We don't have
shit.
medics on standby, of course.
Wait, I need to come see your set.
Please.
I have never seen you perform.
Bro, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
I will be there.
Please.
No, genuinely. You will see me. What stage are you on?
I think Gobi, Friday.
Oh,
6 p.m., 5:30.
I don't know if when is this coming out? When's the album coming out?
April 25th.
Oh, so this will come out after. Wait,
Yeah.
I will be there.
Let's go.
How exciting.
Let's go.
Okay,
Wait, yeah, I'm very excited.
let's get to the next one. Let's get to the next
From
video.
Houston, Texas, and I know you played.
He recorded this interview. This is confirmed. Apparently, he recorded this interview on April the 25th. So this would have been 2 days after the murder.
All right, so 2 days after the murder. This
All
is
right. I read that you're from Houston, Texas, and I know you played a lot of instruments
strange that there's no video for this one, but oh well.
and keyboards and everything. So how did you get started with music and playing keyboards and writing songs?
Basically, it was a very, very unorthodox way of getting into music. I was never very musically inclined my entire life. I never really focused on music or had a drive or a passion for music. I was in church choir for a little bit when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and then my mom put me in piano lessons for about like a week, and I quit after that. And then fast forward to when I was in Houston. I moved to Houston when I was 13 years old, 2012, from Queens, New York originally. And I was in middle school band.
Yo, I was just thinking about this. I wonder if he asked to not be on camera. Just a thought. But that would be crazy if he asked not to be on camera.
I played the flute in 7th grade.
Right.
And
So here's what I'll say, right? That previous interview, we can deduce that was not recorded after the murder because of the way he's talking about Coachella. Now, it sounds like this one is confirmed to have been recorded days after the murder. And I will say that David does talk with a much more somber tone. He's trying to be normal, but I'd say he doesn't seem as relaxed as he did in that last interview.
then after that, I got homeschooled, so I didn't really have any musicality after that. It was mostly just video games and doing schoolwork. But then I wanted to be a streamer. I wanted to be a YouTuber and a content creator, so I was playing a lot of video games, and I was making a lot of montages and putting them up on the internet, on different places, different platforms. And I was using other artists' music in my little videos, but they would get copyright strikes, so I couldn't make any money off of it. And after I noticed I couldn't make money, I told my mom, and I was like, I can't make any money. What do I do? and she was like, make your own music for the videos.
Right.
I was like, okay. So I looked up the next day how to make music on iPhone, and this app called BandLab comes up. And I'm like, okay, let's start here. So I started learning how to engineer and program my voice and how to make beats and kind of produce and how to sing too. And I started making songs that very next day. And then I released my first song a month later and put that in a video, in one of my Fortnite videos. And
so he sounds a little bit more somber in this interview. Now, interestingly enough, okay, later in this interview, he does actually mention something quite interesting. So he talks about some of the songs that he made, and he talks about making music over the past few weeks, and he mentions being in London and Houston, but he doesn't mention LA. And this has some people wondering if this was actually him trying to create an alibi. You know, was this the trip that Celeste went on to LA?
Possibly.
Sorry, to London? To Houston? Or is that not the case? Was that way earlier? We don't know that. It didn't say in the last piece of legal paperwork exactly when these alleged trips had actually gone down.
What kind of artistic vision I have, what the visuals are looking like, what the aesthetic is, what the sonic identity is, and kind of just like introducing myself to the world in a way. So those two projects are kind of like the two foundations of what this album is going to be. And it kind of gives you like an insight to the bedroom pop side. I got some post-punk songs, I got some rock songs, I got some pop songs. So it's just like those two introductory projects that I have right now to my sound.
Cool. Now, in April, you're going to be releasing your first full album, Withering. And so can you talk about the making of this album?
The making of this album was kind of crazy, too. I mean, I used to do a lot of different projects with different producers, and I went through maybe 5 or 6 different versions of this album. But the most recent version, the one that I'm very happy with, the one that we're going to put out, I made in a total of 4 weeks. So I went to London for 2 weeks with 3 of my friends, and we just made a song every day for 2 weeks in London. I love London because of like the gloomy aesthetic and the gloomy just like vibe and environment that London has. Like there's barely any sun there, and I love that because the music I make is really sad. And then, so 2 weeks I made a song every day, came out with half the album, and then I went back to Houston for another 2 weeks, and I made the rest of the project on my phone just off of beats that people sent me and with some things that I make. And yeah, just been 2 weeks in a different area trying to get myself.
Did you guys catch that?
And then I came back to Houston, put myself in the same mindset again, and made everything by myself. So I wanted to see what I looked like, or how I worked with different people, and how I worked with myself, you know?
Cool. Now,
so the way he's making it sound is it's like he's sort of leading you off the trail, making it sound like, oh, he ain't been in LA for a month.
Yeah,
in London, he went straight back to Houston. He ain't talking about no LA. He ain't talking about no LA recording. Maybe he wasn't in LA.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
You've already released 2 singles or 2 songs from your upcoming album, One More Dance and Where'd It Go Wrong. So can you talk about those songs?
Yeah, Where'd It Go Wrong is kind of like that perfect kind of segue into the new era. It's kind of like my fans know that sound for me the most, and that's the sound that I kind of emerged with on BandLab. It's like that classic David indie rock kind of bedroom pop sound, and I wanted to bring that back after being away from it for so long. I did a couple of songs last year for different TV shows and things like that.
Now, he goes on and on and on. So, and I'm going to come back to this because there's more information on this that we want to actually show. But before we do that, I want to actually show you a video of him performing his song live and him crying. Now, this again is supposed to be him, you know, right after the murder. So let's watch this, and you guys let me know what you think about this, and if you see anything. I hope I don't get a copyright strike for this. Being that it's live, I might not, but let's go. Let's see.
Something's missing from inside of me. Someone stole what wasn't mine.
I'm gonna have to pause the sound in between this because I don't want to get a copyright strike, you guys. I'm sorry.
Didn't kill you regrets for later. Tries to keep you alive, fail.
And I'm going to just keep doing this in and out because I really don't want to get a copyright strike, you guys. But I want to show you the part where he just starts breaking down.
So I'll buy what I can as I try. Let me get those flashlights up for this. And when I die, the afterlife.
Listen what he's singing about, bro. Talking about, I killed you and I'll meet you in the afterlife.
What good is a kiss without meaning?
This is so crazy, bro. This is going to be the next. He's going to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre of our time. He is Leatherface of our time, bro.
To pretend something else is making me cry when you cross.
And there's where you go crying.
I love you.
What do you think that's about? What do you think those tears are about, you guys? I want to actually see if I can play another. This is just some of the stuff that they actually recorded together, and I want to show you this clip because of their mannerisms, and I believe this is Celeste in there too, but this is the other gentleman that I think helped him, allegedly. I think he helped. Okay, but let's get into it.
Did you guys know that me and David are actually related?
My second cousin.
Yeah.
Me and her used to go to like the same family functions, like we go on road trips, like she's in my backseat type. Low key,
Backseat?
I'll be there too, bro. Some driving. You're driving? I missed the entire time. I did, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see her driving too. I was like, there's no driving there.
But there on you. Are you done?
Yeah.
He was a fairy. Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks. Fairy.
I have to take one piss before we leave.
Yeah.
Is that David?
Now, I just want to be clear for the people who haven't been following this case and don't know. The gentleman on the far left-hand side, closer to David, he's the one that was actually picked up, I believe was in another state. I could be wrong that he was in another state, but he got picked up by the police. He was fleeing. He was leaving. So, he may or may not have immunity in this case. I'm not for sure. I don't know. This is just speculation, guys. But I think he had something to do with it. But let's keep going. I actually think that he was the one that might have got cold feet and was supposed to do something with the body, because from my understanding, he was he was, what did they call it? David was bisexual, from my understanding. You know, so he was sleeping with this person, that person, they, them, he was doing it all. Okay, but let's keep rolling.
No. Who's that? Let me know when to call over. What was that reaction?
No.
Let me go over. Oh, dude, it's so tragic.
I want you to go under like an alias and make a whole different like genre of music to see if you can blow up again.
I'll be a rapper. Freaking.
Your rapper name? Big D. Big D's good. That's what I love you. Big D. Yeah.
You like it or not?
You.
You like it or not? Why is Keanu Reeves singing?
Yes.
Keanu, you? I guess. That's all your beard. I can't. Well, I can try. You know, oil farming low key? Am I? I got water. Got a gallon of water. That's not water.
Bottles of liquor, personal.
It's water. We fill it with water. Fill it up with water.
Okay.
Those are mine. No, wait, so that's water. That's water.
Did you see what they just did? Celeste was gonna come into the frame. So there's two Celeste, by the way. I think this is the older Celeste, but the Celeste that's younger, she was gonna come into the frame, and they were like, Celeste, and she moved out of the frame. But apparently that's what he was doing the whole time. Like, she would go out and she would actually be, you know, on tour with him. But anytime there was a camera involved, or at least for the most part, he tried to, you know, push her out of the camera because he did not want that type of image for, you know, people knowing that he was with a minor.
You got drugs? Oh, wait, let me actually have my pills for me. You put this in the bag today? Well, you don't mind. I have a lot of pills. Can you put...
How's his nails cream back?
Fuck you, bro. I'm looking at your packing, bro. Go fuck yourself. I don't even get paid, guys. I'm not even getting paid for this bullshit, bro. Fuck this, bro. Fuck all y'all, dead ass.
Oh. Now, do we need makeup? Yeah.
ABC. Oh, yes, I apologize in advance for the way my bathroom smelled. I took a shit in there like 2 hours ago.
I don't care. I just took a shit in there.
Another one? Type shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. I had to go.
I just want you guys to think about this for a second. These are adults, but they're kids essentially. In, you know, what the Hollywood Hills, Beverly Hills, or whatever the case was, they're in a freaking house by themselves. He just turned 18, bro. Like, and just living it up. No one's telling them anything. They're doing whatever they want, buying alcohol, having smacks, doing whatever they want. There are no adults there to tell them to slow their roll. The parents failed them, bro. I'm sorry. It is what it is. They failed them, bro.
You're still not dressed, Guapo says. You guys, we're about to leave soon.
Everybody is dressed.
We're all chilling, bro. We gotta go.
There's no light.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah, ready to go?
Asia's slaying with that belly button ring. Hey!
Hey, one funny way.
Are you just rocking that?
It did get infected. Any problem with that?
Are you not rocking anything over it?
Belly button watcher?
Probably.
He's a belly button watcher. That's crazy.
We're so glad that you healed up, though.
You might need to put it on once we get there. Like maybe ask Jason because I thought.
How far is the face?
Maybe. Oh wait, but I think you just need to plug it in first.
No, come in. You gotta show your face. You gotta show your face. Is this too much? Is that, okay, you saw glitz. Is that too much for a face party? 4th of July like that?
Never too much. Never too much. What they say?
They said no.
Okay, thank you guys.
Never too much. I'm about to pop my titties too. Swamp is on. Once we get there, I'll pop my titties.
Wow.
Oh God, I didn't know. Promise was
But a bitch ain't one. Oh, they said you fine. Oh.
That's my dad's favorite song.
For
I know I'm telling my age, man, but I feel like I'm watching 90210 or something like that. Like, these kids are living the life. I mean, they have no clue of their douchiness, so to speak.
David will do a lot for free.
I do a lot for free too, man.
Why are you grabbing my shoulders when you say that?
Yeah.
I do a lot for free.
What?
You wanna make this video?
What is it?
Looking sexy?
Oh! I mean,
Hey, we should bring that girl from last night.
yo!
Cool. Hi, bro. I gotta either shave again or let the goatee grow back out because I'm looking kind of crazy right now, son. I don't like the way I look right now. I look crazy. Oh!
Me.
Again, they take her off the camera that's Celeste, you guys. They take her off the camera. But let's keep going.
Look at that sexy boy right there.
Look at that sexy girl right
Look
here.
at that sexy man right there.
Twin him, bro.
Sexy man right there.
I'm David's one and only Asian, bro. No one else, just me and David. I'm the only Asian for him.
Really? That's crazy.
Oh, you squished my.
Oh, we're okay, we're okay.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Anybody want a PS5? We give away a PS5 on secure stream. We give away a PS5. Anybody want a PS5? We give away a PS5 on secure stream.
It's mine.
So all you gotta do is like, follow, subscribe, and sub for 3 months and give 25 subs. You get a PS5.
Guys, let's peep this candle right here. Look at this fucking candle, bro. Look at this fucking. What are we doing, bro? Hold up. Can I flip the screen here? Is there anything leaking? Okay.
Just don't dox me though.
I'm doxing you. Where the address is 420 Street.
Whoa!
69420 Street. Apartment number 6969.
Are you ready?
Are you looking the address?
I mean,
I'm gonna stop it, man. And you know, at the end of the day, man, I think this is sad because with a little bit of intervention from parents, from David's parents, from Celeste's parents, from, you know, this guy's parents right here, you know, are the parents of the other two girls that were there, that this, somebody could have stopped this. They're drinking, intoxicated from drugs as well too, from my understanding. This has been recorded over history so many times. I was just talking to my wife about this. She was asking me what my favorite class was when I was in high school. And I told her history. And I told her the reason why it was history, because if we don't know our history, we're doomed to repeat it over and over again. And it's true with the war that's going on in Iran. And it's true with this situation. There's so many instances where this has happened. A David situation has happened before, you know, where, you know, kids are doing stupid shit and then they get scared because, you know, they feel like they're going to get in trouble and they try to hide the evidence or try to hide something that they did and end up making it worse than it really was. This is generations upon generations that it happened. And this is just our generation where it happened. I remember they even made a movie about it. I can't remember the name of it, but Justin Timberlake was actually in this movie, and it was about him and his friends. It was based on a true story, but it was about him and his friends actually kidnapping the little brother of an older boy that they didn't like or that they got into some friction with or whatever. And the little boy, you know, was just chilling, you know, with these older kids. He, you know, yes, they did grab him and put him in the back of a van or whatever. but you know, they weren't hurting the kid. They just kind of like wanted to scare the older brother. But when it came out that the kids were actually, you know, on the news for possible kidnapping, then they started to, you know, like, holy shit, I might be in trouble. I might be going to jail over this. And that's when they tried to delete the brother, and they did. The younger brother, they deleted the younger brother. But this has happened over and over again. I just hope people actually take heed to this stuff, actually learn their history, understand, you know, that kids need guidance, kids need discipline. If you have a daughter, these boys that they're with, fathers, these boys need to be vetted. They need to be vetted, because this could have been prevented. And this makes it so hard for the guys that are looking for submissiveness from women, because women are going to look to this and they're going to say, see, all men are do this. All men are pedos. All men, you know, could, you know, potentially do this to me. But no, these again are the men that you're picking. These are the men that you are picking. Okay. So whatever is in the water, whatever we are watching on social media and news and things like that, as far as the women are concerned, this needs to stop. There needs to be vetting. I'm a big advocate in vetting. There needs to be vetting, and these fathers and these older brothers need to be in the picture, because men know men. We know what we want. We know what we think, because we used to feel that way. We used to think that way. So I think it's more important for a man to be in his daughter's life, especially when she's growing up and going through the years of adolescence and actually getting all those feelings. Yes, great for a mother to be there. Also great for a father to be there, because he's a disciplinary. With that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'm going to go ahead and end it on that note. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you're updated for all cool new content. I love you guys so much. And let's just pray for Celeste, man. Let's pray for the family, because I know they are thinking, you know, what I've been saying. And let's just pray that they find peace. They find, you know, healing. And you know, hopefully, you know, make some corrections, man. But with that being said, I'm out. I love you guys. Peace.
Listen up, this is safe wine breaking all the noise. The male's perspective on the mic, bring the truth and poise. There was never a gender war till men grabbed their mic. Defending was real, cutting fluff, no need to psych. No more bad deals in love, searching for feminine grace, friendly hearts and honest talks. A better kind of chase. From the male's perspective, hear the side they never told. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, the godfather, the bold. Women spoke on Jerry Springer, Ricky Tonight stage. Now the men rise up to turning a fresh new page. Oh.